Today we'll be chowing down at 3 New York eateries that are absolute institutions in the city and have been around for a combined 242 years. Visit these while you still can, trust me. I've got Greg, my New York food insider. There's diners, and then there's B&H.
Yeah, this is an old school gem. Just really like, you can only really find this spot in New York. Old school lunch counter. I'm a sucker for old school places like this growing up in New York, and there's not many of these left.
What
The old school vibe here. This is like bringing me back.
Only in New York. This narrow, only in New York.
Stools, counter.
Love it.
I think B&H is like the last place of the kosher vegetarian in the East Village, and I think in Manhattan. So with homemade cooking, Eastern Europe food, we prepare the food every day, so it tastes delicious.
Cold outside, warm in here, some hearty soup.
No better on a cold, gray, dreary day than some hot soup.
You eat the soup? Okay, I check.
You know, I'll be honest, growing up, I didn't always love matzo ball soup. Had I have grown up eating matzo ball soup this good, I think I actually would have liked it more. In front of me right now is like a who's who of Jewish food for people that aren't Jewish and maybe don't live in the New York area. We've got challah French toast, we've got matzo ball soup, we've got a latke, we've got stuffed cabbage, fried pierogi, Greg's got the borscht. If you never grew up with Jewish friends, just come here, order all this food, you can catch up.
Yeah, it feels like we're at home here, but this like, it's a whole different vibe. I love it.
Oh, stuffed cabbage is phenomenal. Tastes homemade. Fried pierogi. I'll put their pierogies up there with some of the best of Greenpoint. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I like these. There's something about the food here in general, I'll say, is that nothing here is too sweet, too salty, too overpowering. It's just like very home cooking taste, very fresh. Just I love it. Just you could taste the love and care they put into the food here.
I think love and care is the right word. We saw their calendar with their customers here. This is a restaurant where if you've been here once, they'll probably remember you.
This is the rabbi daughter.
Nice.
I don't know this person.
The aroma of this challah French toast is killing me right now. I smell that cinnamon, pour some syrup on top. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Their challah, they make it in-house here. They're very famous for it. They're slinging challah around all over the place. It might hit you in the head. Got the nice eggy flavor, a bit of cinnamon. Not too sweet, so it's actually good to add a little bit of syrup for some sweetness. I love it, very fresh made.
Something about the challah bread that when you convert it to French toast form, so soft, just amazing. Now you might be wondering, why do they call this B&H Dairy? Places like this popped up in the early 20th century in this part of New York because they were cheap and filling for Jewish immigrants looking to eat out according to kosher law. So by keeping milk and meat strictly separated with fish, eggs, and vegetables as neutral go-betweens. So every single thing here is vegetarian. This is the kind of place that I'm honestly shocked does not always have a line out the door.
I think you're not gonna find a place like this anywhere else. The food is delicious and just the vibe. You come for the food, you stay for the vibe.
Oh, you definitely stay for the vibe. You become part of the place eating here. It's chaotic in the best possible way. Greg, I have to say the Yonah Schimmel sign is one of my favorites in New York City.
Couldn't agree more. I love old school signs like this. You can see the wear and tear of the paint, but it still just looks beautiful.
And it doesn't get much older than Yonah Schimmel since 1910. Oh, this place hasn't changed at all. Every time I come here, like stepping into something comfortable.
Yonah Schimmel Knish is the first knishery that came to United States. It's a granddaddy of all knishes, so if you haven't had Yonah Schimmel Knish, you really never had a knish. And what I say, it's one world, one taste, one knish.
I'll do one potato, old school. Greg, what are you thinking?
Oh man, one spinach.
Okay. And we've got 14 different flavors. We're feeling adventurous. And we got mustard too?
Perfect, thank you so much.
Now, if you've never had a Knish before, a Knish consists primarily of potato, onion, and seasoning filling wrapped with a thin layer of dough that is baked, never fried, popularized in North America by Jewish immigrants. The great thing about a place like Yonah Schimmel is you're coming to the inventor of the Knish, one of the oldest remaining eateries in all of New York City. That's tough to find anywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, these are the places you really have to cherish and treasure when you come and visit, and as a local and a native like myself.
Here we go. Words cannot describe how satisfying and comforting a bite of a fresh Knish from Yonah Schimmel is.
Oh man, so good. I love that it's very light on the outside and so soft, mushy inside. I got mine with spinach. I like it. There's a little bit of a earthiness to it and a little extra vegetable. Why not?
I'm actually a fan of the classic potato one. They have so many different flavors that you can go with. I do want to grab some mustard though. That's kind of a must here. Don't forget the spicy brown mustard. Now a little mustard added. So pillowy. And this is the same kind of mustard that you would put on a hot dog. Now for many years, we're talking about 100 years, you would get your Knish with a hot dog. But in 1996, Rudy Giuliani made it very difficult for hot dog vendors to sell Knishes. So now you pretty much have to go to spots like this. And Yonah Schimmel's the last one left in Manhattan. Queens has at least one, right?
Yeah, there's Knish Nosh in Forest Hills. Good spot. I actually regretfully used to eat those mass-produced Knishes as a kid. I loved them, but over time I really grew more of appreciation for these, the classic OG, and I love it.
I love that family owned. They got their kids working there. Celebrities come in. Everyday Joes like us come in. You should definitely come in because these are absolutely delicious. Just make sure to ask for a fresh one, warm, unbelievable. Never had a bad experience here. Came here like 10 years ago for the first time on a food tour. Never forgot it.
Best Knish I ever had.
By far, hands down. And $4.75 for a Knish, pretty cheap. And we've covered them in so many other videos, but right on Houston Street, 2 blocks away, you've got Russ and Daughter's appetizing store and Katz's Deli. So if you want to add to this theme, just walk down the street.
I'll try it with the mustard. I can't tell if it's like a meal, a dessert, a snack. It tastes good. It almost tastes like rice, that's probably why.
If you're watching this and planning on visiting New York soon, you've got to take Greg's street food tour. If you love going to insider locations, old school spots, you want to eat like the locals do, check out his food tour, link down below in the description. You won't regret it. Greg, there are certain celebrities that we'll call New York celebrities, and Ray is definitely one of them.
Absolutely. He's one of the ultimate New York characters and a real sweetheart.
It's actually the first time I've ever been to Ray's before, and it totally lives up to the hype. This is like a kid's dream come true with all the ice cream, candy everywhere. Wow.
This spot is old school New York to the core.
I want you guys to come to my store. I need more business. I am here from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the morning. So please come here my store, otherwise I'm gonna quit.
Could we do 3 egg creams? And then could we do 1 order of the fried Oreo? All right, for Greg, for anyone who's not from the New York area, tell them what's in an egg cream.
Okay, there's no egg, no cream. It's milk, typically chocolate syrup, but we have chocolate and vanilla and seltzer. So to me, it reminds me a lot of like a sparkling chocolate milk, if I can really describe it to anybody.
Let's try.
Very refreshing.
You know, I used to work at this cafe in Ridgewood, New Jersey. I would make egg creams. These blow my egg creams away. This is the best egg cream I've ever had, actually, by far. This is one of those New York spots I'm thinking like, I've lived here 11 years, I've never walked in these doors, and it's open 24 hours. I used to go out around here all the time, like shame on me.
I remember it was a time we walked in here, we met Ray, and he was talking about how, you know, even though his prices are going up, he really does not want to raise his prices. He was forced to, but like very slowly. He was like, I don't want to raise my prices. He tries to keep prices as low as possible. He really is a neighborhood spot. He wants people to be able to afford everything he's got.
Actually, and he just turned 90 years old. We have the mural on camera a few blocks away. And everything in here is like stepping back in time, including that old cash register right there. Man, look at that. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So after the egg cream, fried Oreo is the other most famous thing here, right?
Oh yeah, these are a must.
Never tried it here before, let's go. You know, this originally started as like, I believe, county fair food. It's like amusement park food.
Yeah. Now this is maybe one of the most sinful bites you will ever eat in New York City right here. And somehow it doesn't feel as heavy as you might think. Though it certainly is, but.
I think a spot like Ray's is a reminder that it's okay to be a kid sometimes. It's okay to get an egg cream, milkshake, sundae, fried Oreos. You earned it.
The best in the Lower East Side. Forever.
Ray's an absolute legend. You heard the man himself. If you don't come in soon, he's gonna quit. So give this man some business. It is a true New York City experience, believe me. If you enjoyed these old school eateries, in this video here, we go to some spots that are really popular to see if they're actually worth the hype, and the results could surprise you. Watch this next.